In this video I'm going to show you how to extend your domain boundary. So prior to OES2 SP3, a domain boundary was restricted to a partition. As you can see, a little partition emblem. So any object within this partition would be part of the domain. And if there was a partition, that partition and the child objects of that partition would be out of the domain. So as you saw during the install, we added B to the domain. We extended the boundary through the custom provisioning. There is also a tool that can be used to add to manage our domain boundaries. So in this video we're going to add a partition to the domain. So in this case it'll be C. So first of all, let's go in, look at the C users. These users will not be able to log in. If we take a look here, go to the other tab, we can see it's real basic, the basic attributes on the user, not a whole lot. But if we look at a samified user, so like in B or A, either one of these will work. We'll look at A. Let's take a look here, other, and we can see a whole lot of attributes. So some of these aren't specific to DSfW; they can be used for other things, but DSfW will use them. Some of them are specific. So like this obviously is SAM account name, SAM account type, unique domain ID, user account control. These are DSfW specific attributes that have to be there. So you can see this user is provisioned or SAMified for DSfW. Now let's go ahead and we'll take a look at, actually just do a LDAP search. And if you're not familiar with this, there's a TID on LDAP searches for DSfW that gives you an idea on how to do these. So as you can see, pretty basic. Again, just object class, CN, nothing big. Let's do one for B. As you can see, a whole lot more. So our group membership, all users are part of the domain users group. That's a dead giveaway right there. Then of course, so you can see our UID and GI number are a lot larger than normal. They're not like the 600, 700 level type. They're much larger. SAM account type, SAM account name, those are dead giveaways. So this user is provisioned for DSfW. Let's go ahead and use the tool. It's called domain control. First of all, in order to use it, you do have to have a ticket. So we'll first grab a Kerberos ticket, KNet administrator, and you don't have to put the domain name or the realm on the end. It will, if this shows up incorrect, then yes, do that. But otherwise, you don't have to do administrator at and your domain name. Just do that. You know you're successful if you didn't get an error. It just comes right back to the prompt, and you do this K-list. We'll do this K-list. We can look at our principal name. So we have our the starting when it expires. It's good for 24 hours. We have our principal. In the principal, we have the instance, the realm, and the primary. So I don't know why that keeps showing up. Anyway, we have so here's our primary, our instance, and then our realm. In this case, the instance is the same as the realm. But anyway, that's what comprises a principal, a Kerberos principal. All right. So as soon as we have that, we can use the domain control tool. If you went and just ran this, you can do the -- help if you're unsure on what to use. That will pop it up. If you go to use this and you don't have a ticket, you'll get an error letting you know to first get a ticket. So you can see some of our options: list, add, remove, samify, desamify, preps, and then A, D, O, F. Most of these are like for debug, enabling debug, output of debug, forest-wide lists. So if you had multiple domains, then you could do a forest-wide, do the -- list with the -f. It's in this case we only have one domain in our forest, so we don't really need to do that. We'll see with this command we can see what partitions are part of the domain. As you can see, O and the O, it's mapped to the O novell, and then B is part of the domain. So let's go and add the C partition to this domain. Now I'm going to do this, and something before I start, let me just show you something. If we go to right here to our container, we'll just take a look, replica view. We can see it's a subref. It doesn't have a replica on it. This DSfW server is going to need to have a replica on this server. I'll show you what will happen if you don't. If you do an add, you're going to get an error. So we'll select 1, and you can see a replica of the directory partition, O equals C, comma O equals novell, or OU equals C, O equals novell, needs to be added to the domain controller, gives us the domain controller name. Anyway, that's the reason why we failed. So let's go and add this replica. I think it's in our list. Well, you know what? Forget that. Let's do it right here. Okay. So in our OES systems objects, here's our server. Say OK. And it should turn on shortly. We'll do a refresh. And it's on. Alright, so we have a read-write replica. We just need a read-write or a master or even a read-only will work with this. So if we do our domain control add, select option 1 for the C partition, and you can see it's going through verifying the partition, and it's basically provisioning that container to be part of the domain, extending that domain boundary, and samifying the users. So as you see, it samified the partition. So all the users in that partition should be samified. To verify that, let's go back to our search. And if you remember before, there was not a whole lot there. And we've got all of these attributes. So SAM account name, SAM account type, object sit, all of these attributes are here. So if you don't want to return the entire list, if you just want to see a good measure of if it's samified as the SAM account name, just return that information. See right here we have returned SAM account name. So C has been added. We have extended our domain boundaries. Very easy to do with domain control. Thanks for watching.